The ongoing nationwide workers' strike of retail giants Shoprite and Checkers has now landed in court after the Namibian Food and Allied Workers Union, which is representing the workers in the matter, opened a case after the retailer violated the rules of the strike, having employed new staff to work in place of those on strike. The case was heard in the High Court, where the presiding judge over the case ruled in favor of the workers. The union, on behalf of employees, have been demanding salary increments of $600 Namibian per month, housing allowance of $450 per month, and transport allowance of $500 across the board, with entry-level salaries of $2,500 Namibian.
The court delivered the finding or the ruling whereby the company Shoprite was ordered not to hire new people or neither to use temporary employees at the place of striking employees. The company was ordered not to make use of any manager or whoever, any person, to do the work of employees on strike. At the same time, the company was ordered to allow the representative, shop steward at all the stores and the union official to go in a shop at any time to make sure that the company is complying with the court order. The judgment will be delivered in writing tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, but Monday. We are continuing with the strike. As much as there will be nobody in the shop, then we are on strike. Employees will continue on the strike until the company comes to the wage negotiation.
The aggrieved workers say apart from the little wages they receive from the retailer, they do not get any benefits such as transport or housing, although many of them have been working for the retailer for over 20 years. According to the union, it engaged the retailer's management on the 30th of December last year when the retailer negotiated in bad faith, asking that the union reduce its demands to less than $200 Namibian salary increments with no benefits.
Right where I'm working is the mother of the whole Shoprite and Checkers in Namibia. And I'm telling you, we were worked hard. And I don't want to believe when Shoprite said he doesn't have money. For my age of 22 years, I'm not even 4,000. I think maybe the media also, they are tired to hear my salary. Every day 3,000, 3,000. There is no movement because we don't get increasement from some Shoprite. If we used to get, but we get less. $50, $70, only from 200 down. Not even 200. 190 down. Those PPT, when they get increasement, 30 cents, 10 cents, $1. That is the increasement. But for now, we were taking illegal strike. That takes 4 years. And from there again, Shoprite didn't change. They didn't change their position. They offer us 2%. And we push them, they come for 5% this year. Where they are standing today. What is 4 and 5%? I mean 5% for us. Even that 10% they are talking about in our salary is not money. But I want to tell the nation, when you walk around from Katutula to town, you find people only green or red, what is blue? Blue and red t-shirt for Checkers and Shoprite. Walking from home to work and from work to home, footing. And that person is going to stay the whole day without eating anything. There is no money. There is no money in Shoprite. We call the nation to come and help us, at least to get something in this company. As we suffer already, but about the coming generation, we need them not to be suffer like the way we suffer.
The Ministry of Labour and the Office of the Prime Minister are yet to respond to the union's plea in reaching out to the retailer's chief executive officer or management in an attempt to get them to the negotiating table.
Join the Ackerman value and get back on the road to success with our range of schoolwear, like 2-pack short-sleeve shirts from only $49.95. Get ready to learn and ready to play. Get everything you need for back to school, only at Ackermans.
The Windhoek municipality has advised residents living in informal areas of the city to avoid settling in riverbeds, water channels and low-lying areas due to the dangers posed by flash floods. The residents, on the other hand, say that they have no alternative but to reside in these areas. Heavy rains experienced in the city in recent days has brought to light the risks faced by informal settlement dwellers. The city has received reports of flash flood incidents, and its risk management division cautioned residents against erecting homes near riverbeds and to opt for higher ground.
And where we have cases where people have built in riverbed like this one, is very dangerous because some people live here with their families, children, vulnerable people like old age people with disability. And because there is no signs of rain, sometimes it's become too late for people to evacuate. And we just want to warn the residents that they should please stop settling or building their houses, in this case just in middle of the riverbed or sometimes even just on the banks of the river, because the magnitude of the rain will depend the depth of the river, the amount of water in the river. So from the disaster risk management aspect, we think that one way of mitigating the risk of this whole floods is basically just to avoid. I think people should try their best. We know it's illegal, but people should try their best to build far from the river.
Golombe says the residents should not dump waste in riverbeds or where water is flowing because it could lead to blockage of storm water systems and cause flooding.
If they continue to dump rubbish in the river or dumping rubbish everywhere where water flows, eventually a lot of rubbish is going to collect, and then it will create a blockage. Now when rubbish make a blockage, we have what we call a flow back of the river. And the flow back of the river is now when the water cannot proceed its natural flow, and then it will start come back and it will start collecting in your house. And then eventually you might not have realized that you as a resident, you as a house owner, you are the one that collected that.
Havana resident Megameno Namene stands where her aunt's shack once stood. It was washed away by flash floods this week.
We were definitely home, but we could not be home anymore because our places were swept off by the water. There it's my auntie's shack, and then it was swept off. I'm not really sure if it's for the first time or it's usual since I've been staying here for 3 years, but it only happened this year to see it like that.
Omiao ta tontoka mwanlampa momo matuwa kanu ke bashuke ngono shashi ke napata kaji weteko ono ngena napata kaji taipe okuno kutoreko shima pedo shashi iyo umushi mpoko ya makamu nanele kucha mungu afikira pen iyo kafika mani paife ngakucha aitura paka bashukange yeka kwalineshi kucha hapo dapa kendo meashiri.
The residents are urged by the city to remain on alert and to build away from riverbeds because reports from the Meteorological Office indicate that more rains are to be expected in the coming weeks.
Almost 7 million kids walk tall in our uniforms. Over 4 million kids look sharp in our school shirts. Over 6 million kids stand strong in our school shoes. That's why we're the #1 school shop. Why pay more than 90 for your first school outfit? Get everything you need and more. Pip, your #1 school shop.
The #1 school shop.
Community Voices proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation. Good today, better tomorrow.
Katutura is well known for high crimes, gang fights amongst youth, and community members suffering from violence at the hands of gangs. As an elder in the community and having experienced violence at the hands of youth gangs, Lazarus Mambo, well known as Master Sifu Shem, established the NSRC Physical Training and Education Center to teach defenseless community members about self-defense.
Die omgewing waarin ons bly is 'n baie onveilige plek en want die seuns van ander lokasies ook hulle kom en dan kom maak hulle die meisies stout in die omgewing. So as hulle self-defense klasse het dan glo ek nie sulke dinge kan gebeur nie. Sy was op pad winkel toe en sy het seker ek weet nie of sy met die selfoon geloop het nie of die earphones verklap mos altyd as daar selfoon is. Toe hulle probeer om haar selfoon die sak eintlik af te vat. Maar gelukkig het oom Sifu vir haar gesien en toe het vir haar kom help. Van daar af was sy baie bang om selfs net winkel toe te loop hier by Shoprite wat hulle gewoonlik voorgeloop het. So sy was baie bang.
At almost 80 years old, Sifu Shem is a Kung Fu master who resides in the Katutura East constituency. He started an initiative to teach community members about self-defense through martial arts. According to Shem, this initiative came upon after experiencing violence towards him by violent youth gangs.
As Chinese Kung Fu is a self-defense, just for self-defense purposes. Because today, in Katutura, as you young people and those which are born free, says known Katutura in this area mostly, the whole Katutura was controlled by youth gangs. I stopped them in 80s. Yeah, those youth gangs control Katutura East, Soweto, Vanaheta and so forth, and Wambo location and so forth. I am teaching Chinese martial arts. At the moment, we are busy with that because the uprising and coming up, those Jews are trying now to form gangsters. They try to rob me also.
As crimes in the suburb of Katutura are on the rise, Sifu Shem is also advising parents in the community to assist with teaching their kids to be cautious when they are out on the streets.
Yesterday, my grandchild tell me she saw somebody through the window is robbing another old man from money. So, you know, their mindset is something else, and the grown-ups must talk with their children. We must not just talk, you know, speak about the crime. We must try to act, you see, by teaching, you see, self-defense movements, so that the girls and daughters can grow up in a smooth and gentle way in the country. We must transform them from this, you know, for juvenile delinquents side. I am facing a lot of challenges, mostly the financial, you know, assistance. Firstly, with the fencing of the area to control the area itself, so that everybody cannot run around to their up to down, you see.
The Kung Fu master is pleading with members of the community to stop gender-based violence against children, men and women, as it has become a concern amongst communities countrywide.
Community Voices proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation. Good today, better tomorrow.
Win free airtime with One Africa TV. Share your comments on the channel. WhatsApp your feedback, name and town to 081 200 6659. One Africa TV. It just gets better.
In other leading stories, with Windhoek currently experiencing heavy rains, flash flooding and overflowing rivers, the City of Windhoek's emergency response teams attended to 14 flood-related incidents. In addition, a multidisciplinary team comprising officials of the City Police, Human Settlement, Roads and Storm Water and Emergency and Disaster Risk Management are regularly engaging the relevant stakeholders to mitigate the immediate risks and, where appropriate, to relocate communities from flood risk areas to higher grounds. The city's current assessment of the situation reveals that flood incidents are caused by blocked storm water pipes, leaking roofs and or the lack of adequate stormwater drainage. The incidents in informal settlements are worsened by dwellings built in riverbeds or low-lying areas near rivers or water channels. Based on reported incidents, over 71 households in Havana and 8 in Ochamuise are affected, but thankfully no loss of life has been recorded since the onset of the rainy season on the 30th of December 2020. Residents are advised not to dump waste in riverbeds and public open spaces, as this blocks stormwater systems and causes flooding. Where necessary, the city will also initiate regular patrols in hotspots to inspect stormwater channels for the remainder of the rainy season. The city therefore calls on all residents to remain calm, vigilant and to exercise due caution.
Welcome to Comments Corner, your daily dose of local comments from the hottest social media pages. Windhoek's informal settlements continue to face threats of flash floods after recent heavy rains in the capital city, with very little assistance from the city council. Nusiku said the new councillor should do her work. Nicodemus said there is a new mayor, so where are the changes that he promised the people? Viva questioned the possibility of changes in just 2 months' time. Mary said the affected residents are from Moses Karweb, a constituency that voted for the ruling party and not the affirmative repositioning movement. Striking Shoprite and Checkers employees are calling on politicians to stop being ignorant and to come to their aid, as they have been embarking on nationwide strikes for over 5 years, pleading for their cries to be heard. Represented by the Namibia Food and Allied Workers Union (NAFAO), the workers are now dragging the retail giant to court. Antonio said the union is unable to help its members and forced the company to pay its employees decent salaries. Paul said lawmakers are shareholders in some of the companies. Shimakeleni said the workers might have a good reason to strike, but accusing the president will not help the cause. Achilles said perhaps Namibians should not support the retailer, as that is the only way to solve the problem. Will said they should change the tactics. And that is all from Comments Corner. Be sure to post your comments on our social media pages for broadcast every day, only on to DN1.
Enjoy these fantastic payday savings at Clicks until 12 January. Buy Clicks 2-ply toilet paper 18 rolls, $72.99 per pack. Buy Pampers Baby Dry Disposable Nappies or Pants Jumbo Pack, now $190.99 per pack. Buy Oso Heavenly Body Cream 3 for 78 puller. Clicks. Feel good. Pay less. Save up to 50% when you buy any delicious chocolates, biscuits, wafers or pretzels.
A look at the weather forecast. First, a warning from the Windhoek Met Office. Heavy rainfall with flash floods are possible in the Otjitanjupa, Kavango, Omaheki North and parts of the central northern areas tomorrow, so please do take the necessary precautions. The Namibia interior partly cloudy and hot in the extreme northwest, extreme west and the Klares region. Elsewhere cloudy and warm to hot with a few to isolated thunder showers, but scattered to widespread thunder showers in the Otjitanjupa, Kavango, Omaheki North and parts of the central northern areas.
COVID-19 affects people very differently. Many people show no symptoms at all, but some are hospitalized for weeks. So what does the disease do to your body? The coronavirus enters through the mouth, nose or eyes. It then usually attaches itself to cells lining the nose, throat, airways or lungs. It can turn these cells into factories that multiply and spread the virus. For the majority, a fever, cough and breathlessness are as bad as it gets. But the virus can damage the small blood vessels lining the lungs and initiate clotting. The alveoli are tiny air sacs where oxygen goes into the blood. If they become inflamed, it can trigger pneumonia. Seriously ill patients need to be given oxygen as the lungs fill with fluid and debris.
I legit couldn't breathe. My oximeter was measuring under 88% oxygen levels, which is very dangerous. And the only time I ever thought my life was in danger was at that point.
COVID-19 doesn't just affect the lungs. It can also disrupt the immune system, which is used by the body to fight illnesses. Cytokines are part of the immune system that find and signal infections. For some people with severe COVID-19, this system can go into overdrive. If too many cytokines build up, it can cause an overreaction that damages healthy cells. This is called a cytokine storm for the most severe cases. COVID-19 can lead to seizures or even a coma. It can also cause brain problems that lead to strokes. The immune system overreacting can cause clots that stop the blood supply to parts of the brain. Brain inflammation, psychosis and dementia-like symptoms can also affect seriously ill patients. The average length of the illness is 14 days, but many people have symptoms for much longer. Breathing problems and post-viral fatigue last for months in some cases.
I cannot walk for long simply because I will feel a little bit short of breath and I feel the need to sit down. And that's something that has never happened to me before.
Some of the people who are most likely to develop severe symptoms are older adults and those with underlying health conditions. It's not fully known how anyone will react to COVID-19 until they get it. So it's important for everyone to follow health guidance. What precautions are you taking to stay safe?
Win free airtime with #LearnOn1. Share your comments on the lessons. SMS your feedback, name and town to 555. #LearnOn1. Invite learning in.
Brown classic, cause we the best, you down. The way you dance, man. Start my speech like a comma. Yeah, nah. The way you dance, man, bust up my head, you gon' cause every trauma. The way you dance, man, Start my speech like a comma. Yeah, nah, nah. The way you dance my bust up my head, you gon' cause heavy trauma. The way you whine in a little ways, can I get a little taste? Cause you fine with a pretty face. We got time, ain't no need to haste. The way you whine in a little ways, can I get a little taste? Cause you fine with a pretty face. We got time, ain't no need to haste. That girl like murderer, she killing me. Got me acting stupid, tilling me. She done made the boy cry banana. Got that Nikki booty, she raised my anaconda. She whine slow, she dip low, like she dance to reggae and calypso. I can tell the head from where your lips up. Booty tighter than a bomb in my wrist lock. You will not believe, you will not believe that thing on her. She the baddest thing I done seen, baddest thing I done seen. Wanna put it on. It's an emergency. Someone please call 911. I'm at her emergency. Think my time on earth is done. Shake your bumper, move your bumper, give it to him. Shake your bumper, move your bumper. The way you whine in a little ways, can I get a little taste? Cause you fine with a pretty face. We got time, ain't no need to haste. The way you whine in a little ways, can I get a little taste? Cause you fine with a pretty face. We got time, ain't no need to haste.
Yeah, big ties, slim waist, big eyes, with a clean face. Body engineered, everything in place. Come close, let a man have a little taste. Young girl, put your butt on. You can carry the world with your backbone. Got my soldier at attention. Fear not, cause that booty on the young make me teardrop. The baddest in the area. Wish that I hollered at you earlier. The whole club gon' hear me now. Cause the way you dance, you done turn me on. You a fly girl, turn me now. Yeah. The way you shake that turbulence. I wanna know your coordinates. So we can make this permanent.
The way you dance, man, start my speech like a comma. Yeah, nah, nah. The way you dance, man, bust up my head, you gon' cause heavy trauma. The way you dance, man, start my speech like a comma. Yeah, nah, nah. The way you dance, man, bust up my head, you gon' cause heavy trauma. The way you whine in a little ways, can I get a little taste? Cause you fine with a pretty face. We got time, ain't no need to haste. The way you whine in a little ways, can I get a little taste? Cause you fine with a pretty face. We got time, ain't no need to haste. Shake your bumper, move your bumper, give it to them. Shake your bumper, move your bumper.